going anywhere. The person that they probably could move or should move is Russell Westbrook. I don't know if it's going to happen because of his contract. But here's the thing about the Lakers, right? They're full of excuses, Well, 1 minute is Frank Vogel. Frank Vogel been out. Fizdale been coaching. Now they're still losing. And here's the thing. LeBron, you my dog. I've been knowing you since the 7th grade. But that interview, that ain't it. That ain't it. For the simple fact that the whole league has been battling this whole situation for us, COVID protocols, injuries, or whatever the case may be. When I watch an Atlanta Hawk team off a back-to-back, fresh off a loss against the Magic, go into Philly without their superstar and get a big-time win, I said, you know what? Anybody could do it. So when you get beat by 28 by the Spurs, that's a problem. That don't have nothing to do with chemistry. Now, what LeBron James should have said was, hey, man, we got to do a better job of getting back after a made basket because teams are scoring on us. Russell Westbrook got to do a better job of not leaving his feet when he trying to pass the ball because he keep getting turnovers. Or how about Carmelo Anthony? Hey, man, they're picking on you and picking rolls every time you're down on the floor. They're calling you up and they're going at you defensively. You got to be better. Hey, DeAndre Jordan, when are you going to do the defensive coverage right? When you're in drop, quit letting the guy get behind you for lob dunks. That's the LeBron James that I want to hear in the interview talk and preach and call out his teammates and hold them accountable instead of saying things about chemistry issues when the entire NBA is going through it.
Woo. You are not wrong, Herc. And somewhere in my mind, I have allowed myself to believe that this is a leadership ploy on the part of LeBron, right? In terms of not dropping the hammer on what has been a very frustrating situation. You are absolutely right. The Lakers are not a solo team in terms of dealing with this issue. But when I look at this roster, yes, we had umpteen jokes in terms of the AARP group and how old they are. But I also have to give some room for the idea that these are all high basketball IQ guys who have the ability to put it together, right? So I'm waiting to see, can they get healthy? Do I have them coming out of the West even healthy? No. But I do think there is room, there's a little bit of room for what LeBron has said in terms of the continuity that's missing. Because remember, they got healthy late in the season last year, going into the playoffs, and then we know how that ended, right? And so there is something to be said for the chance to get right, just a little bit.
But Monica, you can't go from 2 nights ago, Molly, of getting beat by the Phoenix Suns by 20, walk into last night against the Spurs and get beat by 28.
Well, is this part of the veteran thing, though? Because you know veterans love to turn it on after Christmas.
We haven't seen at no point.
And so I agree.
Let me ask y'all a question. At any point of this season, have y'all watched the Lakers and said, oh, they do have an on switch? No,
you're right.
No,
I'm waiting for it.
So we know LeBron has an on switch, so that's why people are believing it. Because
he's been on, Molly.
Yeah.
You seen his last 9 games, but the Lakers hasn't. They've been horrible.
I am giving a little bit of holiday grace to the idea that when they can get on the floor consistently, including practice, it'll improve. I still don't got them coming out the West.
Here it is. I'm going to say this. If the Lakers healthy, this roster that they have, that they assembled, Rob Pelinka, LeBron James, if they don't at least make it to the finals this year, they will be considered one of the biggest disappointments in NBA history.
Okay. Not to me, because I didn't think that group was going to get to the finals. But I feel you in the big picture.
Hall of Famers.
But they
LeBron, Anthony Davis, 28. He is at the peak of his form.
Is fragile, and I don't mean to knock his injury
They won a championship with him.
In the bubble.
He was putting up.
In the bubble.
It don't matter. It don't matter. You heard people saying it felt like they was doing time.
So how far should this roster go?
I mean, they got to deal with it. Like, look, nobody's going to trade for Carmelo. Nobody's going to trade for Russ.
Yeah.
He's making too much money, so they have to deal with it. They got to figure things out. But again, if this team healthy doesn't make it to the finals, they will be one of the most disappointments.
James has been out 2 weeks with an abdominal strain. Lakers start the 5-game road trip in Milwaukee on Wednesday. Stephen A., can LeBron fix this when he returns?
Well, it depends on what your definition of fix is. Can he fix them so they'll be in the playoffs? Sure. Can he fix them so they'll be in the conference finals? Sure. Coming out of the West ain't happening. The Golden State Warriors are going to the finals. I don't give a damn what anybody says. If they're healthy and Klay Thompson comes back, they're going to the finals. They're going to the finals. because they have the greatest shooter God ever created in Steph Curry. They have one of the top 5 shooters of all time coming back in Klay Thompson. Even Draymond Green has improved his three-point shot. He's like 36%. All of a sudden, he started hitting some threes. This kid, Kuminga, have you seen him? I mean, Wiseman's coming back. Have you seen Jordan Poole, Damon Lee, Gary Payton II? I'm sorry. I just can't see anybody out west beating this team. I don't see it. And I want to go so far as to say this. Now, obviously, things could change because you could go out there, if you Pelinka, you could acquire somebody different. I'm saying that's presently constructed with Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, completely healthy. LeBron completely healthy. Anthony Davis completely healthy. Russell Westbrook completely healthy. Still ain't beat the Warriors. And I believe this is the last championship LeBron James is going to win. Meaning it's over. Ain't no more championship coming. That's what I believe, because you got to go through this team. And I don't think this team is going anywhere. If Klay Thompson comes back healthy, the Warriors will win 2 of the next 3 titles easy. Easy.
Wow, now you're giving them
That's
a
what I'm
second.
saying.
You're giving them a second ring
saying.
15 games
That's
into
what
the
I'm
season.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
A whole lot of
Yes.
ifs, though, man.
Well, no, just health. Just health.
But
the if is health.
yeah.
The if is health. That's all I'm saying.
But it's
as
almost like
everything
he's
being
saying,
equal, everybody healthy. That's all I'm saying.
If we figure out our rotation, if Westbrook does what he's been doing second half of the season over the last couple of years, I can use ifs for a lot of things.
No, I'm only talking in.
If we decide to start shooting like J.J. Redick, if we decide to pick up the phone and call a shooter, it gets a lot of ifs.
I'm saying everybody healthy as presently constructed. You ain't beating the Warriors. That's all I'm saying.
I would like to take this opportunity to issue my first mea culpa on this show to Stephen A.
Please.
Last week, I called your Warriors take irresponsible.
Yes.
And I'd like to retract that statement.
To say what?
They are the favorites in the West. I still don't know if they're the favorites to win the NBA championship. There's some teams in the East that I really like, but they are the favorites to win the West.
Let's pause. I need you to repeat that again.
I am sorry.
I need you to repeat it.
My
Say
bad.
It.
My bad.
Why
My
are
bad.
they the favorites?
Okay, good.
You know what? This team actually reminds me of the 2015-2016 Warriors teams. They're first in assist percentage. They're first in passes per game. They're last in dribbles per touch per game. This is a ball movement team. It plays to Steph's strengths. They don't even have a Klay Thompson yet, as he said.
Yeah.
And I look at this team with the way these other guys are shooting, Jordan Poole, Damian Lee, Andrew Wiggins is playing good basketball. They are the favorites in the West for sure.
But don't you think?
But I also think there's 4 teams in the East that could legitimately win the championship.
Who are they?
Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Philly when healthy, and Miami.
All of them can win.
Yes.
Beat the Warriors?
Yes.
What?
No, that's a lying face,
What?
JJ. That is not.
See, I
That's
think
a
only-
lying
only-
face. He doesn't believe
I would
it. Put
say-
JJ on camera.
I believe it.
Put
I'd
him
say
on camera.
They can.
No,
I didn't say they
JJ.
will. I said they
Yes.
can.
Your
There's a
lip
difference.
was curling. You weren't.
You're trying to hold me to something. You're going to hang it over my head later. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
I most certainly will. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right.
He's not far off about the Warriors. There's no question about it.
I'm on the money.
Especially when you look at KD's situation, and 3 is always greater than 2, as I said before. And right now, the Lakers, as we know, are a poor shooting team.
Yes.
Clearly.
Yes.
I mean, we need some help as far as that goes. But that dude, 23, what is he, 6 now? Yeah, 6. That dude, 6.
It's over.
6.
It's over.
See, this is where I completely disagree with you.
Yeah, how you going to say it's over for LeBron?
Let's
Underestimating
hear from the basketball guy. Let's go.
counting out LeBron. You're saying it's out of the realm of possibility.
No, I'm not
that
saying that.
LeBron could win a championship.
I'm not saying that.
Things happen,
Okay.
though. You would say this.
That's-
We look at back in 2016.
Right.
They're getting blown out in Game 4. Draymond kicks LeBron in the groin.
Don't get me started with that.
Things can
that
happen.
stimulus package that Adam
can
Silver in the
happen.
NBA gave LeBron James because he was a guy to get bounced out in 5 games. Remember, they're down 2-1.
Yeah.
Golden State is game 4. They're in Cleveland. I picked them to win the series in 5, by the way. Draymond gets knocked to the floor by LeBron James, got an attitude because he know he's about to get smoked. Drops him to the floor. Draymond kicks his leg up, but because he did it the same thing against Oklahoma City, he gets suspended. The very next game, Andrew Bogut and Iguodala both get hurt, and it ruins the series. That stimulus package that the NBA gave LeBron James in Cleveland is what got them the championship in Cleveland. Neither here nor there, because Kyrie showed up too. But let me tell you something right now, my brother. I'm going to tell you, you can talk about it all you would. Greek Freak hitting his free throws like he did in Game 6 against Phoenix. That ain't gonna cut the mustard against the Warriors, okay? Right. He played bully ball, and rightfully so. But Phoenix didn't have the shooters these brothers have. It's too many weapons. I'm telling you right now, if LeBron stay in LA with Anthony Davis, healthy, with Russell Westbrook healthy, they ain't beating the Warriors. You can. It's a wrap.
I need to recap this. So last week you said the Warriors are winning the chip. You called it irresponsible.
Yes.
Then
just apologize.
He apologized. Then you went on to say not only are they going to win it this year, they're going to win probably 2 of 3. You took it a step further. That was a little aggressive. But you did.
I said Klay Thompson comes back healthy.
Now you're
They
going
win
on
at least 2 of the next 3.
Okay.
Yes.
And you retracted that statement. I just want to make sure we're all on the same
You know why I
page.
said?
Now
By
we're
the
all
way, you know
clear
why I
before
said
we go to
3?
break.
Know why I said 3?
Why?
2 of the next 3? Because Steph want to eclipse LeBron.